So, the new Apex Legends Urban Assault event is here, and it comes with some interesting opportunities to earn some very rare rewards, and I'll explain how and the best tricks you can use to try and get them. However, to get them, you'll have to avoid the minefield of bugs and glitches that could completely ruin your chances. And you really don't have long because Season 21 is less than 2 weeks away. I know, time went really fast. Before we get into those rare rewards and how best to earn them, the Octane Prestige skin is here now. It uses the same collection event format they've done in the past, so you can craft any skins, and if you own any prestige skins, now is your time to grind them, because there is a 1.5 times boost on all damage done toward your prestige skin progress. I found the best way to do it is still in mixtape. 3 strikes still isn't quite as good, and if you really want to grind, you can do it in about 4 to 6 hours. You won't have long though, because that reward will only last until the end of the season. Something else only ending until the last of the season is the Breakout Challenge rewards for the Flatline skin. Now, let's be honest, nearly every player will have their hands on this, so it's not going to be rare like the other rewards I'll talk about later, but it is pretty cool. Just keep in mind, if you put in all the effort towards these rewards, don't forget to complete the Valkyrie Challenges. The best way, honestly, that I'm not seeing many people really do, is just play the game normally for 15 games. And that should just about get everything done, from ring closings to ultimate usage to damage done. There's one big thing you'll really need to avoid though. Don't use Valkyrie in 3 strikes. It's going to go down very badly. There's currently a glitch where if you use the Valkyrie ultimate in 3 strikes, your teammates will spawn at the 000 coordinates on the map, which later will end up being in the ring, where they'll die miserably whilst you're free to be on your own against hordes of enemies. So unless you want to troll your friends, it's probably best not doing your Valkyrie challenges in 3 strikes, so instead go to normal trios or ranked where the bug isn't happening. So now let's talk about the rarest rewards that Apex Legends may have for some time. These are the brand new Rumble Cup rewards. The Rumble Cup is really interesting and will take a bit of time to explain, so you'll want to listen carefully if you want to have the best chances of getting these rewards. Firstly, to activate the Rumble Cup, you must click the Game Mode button, and then you'll see the Rumble tab at the very top of the screen. You can click that, and then select the Urban Assault Rumble 1. Yes, that's right, there'll be 2 Rumbles for this event. From here, you can click to enter. Once entered, you can't opt out, so only do it when you're ready to rumble. The Rumble Cup puts you on a leaderboard where you'll be placed alongside what seems to be, I think, 5,000 or maybe 10,000 other players of your skill level. You must then play in 3 strikes. You can just go back to the lobby and select the 3 strikes mode, and you'll see how many Rumble games you've played. All you need to do now is try to get as much damage and kills as possible to score higher. The interesting thing about Rumble is to take part, you can only do 3 strikes whilst solo queuing, which means all of the work you put towards placing on the leaderboards and all the work every other player does is all down to themselves and their own performance. But I will offer some tips to help you get better results, because the competition is pretty sweaty. After each game, you can view your match progress, and you get 10 games in total. At any time, you can see how your score compares to the rest of your bracket, and also if you will get any rewards. Don't worry if you're starting late. It will look like you're doing really badly, but that's because pretty much everyone else on the leaderboard has already played their games. Just place them out, and I'll talk about the kind of averages you'll need to get to potentially place on the top 100 in a minute. The unfortunate thing is, even though you and many other players will be solo queuing 3 strikes whilst you do this, you can still match up against 3 stacks and other players who aren't doing the Rumble, and that can make things a little confusing for you and your teammates. Are you doing the Rumble Cup?
Rumble Cup?
Yeah, new game mode? You doing Rumble Cup? Or are you just playing normal 3 strikes?
Rumble?
They're not doing Rumble. They have no idea what it even is.
Rum.
There are 4 rewards to unlock from the first Rumble, and these are based on how you place on the leaderboard. Just play 1 game and get the first badge, place in the top 75% of your bracket to get 10 Battle Pass stars, top 50% to get the 3 strikes damage tracker, top 20% to get the Mastiff skin, and the top 100 on your bracket to get the best badge. To put it into perspective, if there are only 5,000 people in each bracket, and there may actually be more, giving only 100 players of those 5,000 across each bracket means that only 2% of active players that actually take part in the Rumble will get their hands on the badge, making it far rarer than most Masters badges. Now, the tricky thing is, you could be going up against some hard competition. I personally have multiple pros on my bracket. Luckily, you can completely reset your score and start from scratch. So it costs 500 legend tokens to do, and you can do it from within the Rumble user interface. And if you choose to reset, all of your progress towards the 10 games will reset and you'll start right back from game 1. You can reset your progress up to 10 times, so you get lots of attempts to try and get into the top 100. However, you only have 5 days to do it before the Rumble ends and another starts with new rewards. So, best practices to try and increase your chances? Well, whilst most people say it's smarter to take Lifeline and Newcastle for quick revives, if you focus on just reviving your team all the time, you'll never get any damage and kills. And you'll notice damage and kills matter far more for placing on the leaderboard than placements do. So instead, you should choose which legend you're the most comfortable with getting the most amount of damage possible. For your first life, you should try to land hot, but not too hot, and then try to rack up as much damage as possible. Just remember, even if you're not Lifeline or Newcastle, you can still revive your teammates very quickly, and it even helps level up your Evo armor with each revive, so you really should at any safe opportunity you can. If you die, it's no big deal, because remember, you have 2 more strikes. Now, you can try and look for a fight going on whilst you skydive down, and then land nearby to third party it. If you do die again, you may want to change up the strategy on the final life, because you do still get some points for placements. Playing it slow on that final life could really help. So, what if you still do really bad? Well, with only 5 days left, I don't think it's worth completing 10 games before you consider resetting. You're just not going to have enough time. Instead, you should play maybe 2 to 3 games, and if they're all absolute stinkers, you should just reset to save yourself time. Now, how do you know if your games are doing badly or not? How much score are you even going to need to get on the top 100? Well, because it's skill-based, your bracket will really depend on how good you are at the game. Now, I can only talk about my experience being in the sweatiest bracket. It seems like you're going to need to average 350 points per game to get into the top 100 if you are in a sweaty bracket like me. So if you see any pro players in your top 10 leaderboard, chances are you're in the sweatiest bracket, and like I say, you're going to need about 350 points per game, which will end up being about a 4k 20 bomb and placing at least top 10 every game. Now, 4k 20 bomb is a lot of hard work, but assists do count, so actually you only need 10 kills and 10 assists. But yeah, that's only if you want to try and get into the top 100 and if you're in the sweatiest bracket like me. If you aren't in the sweatiest bracket, it will probably be a little easier. However, it's definitely not going to be a walk in the park. This is one of the hardest competitions we've had in the game, and this final badge will end up being really rare and really special. So, are you going to give it a go? Let me know. And what are your thoughts on Rumble overall? I'd love to hear your opinions. And I'll see you all in the comments. Cheerio!